All right, we are here in Ellenwood doing a septic system inspection. Everything doing good here. I dug up both ends of the tank to get a proper inspection, making sure that the filter is clean, which this does not have a filter. Crystal clear over here on this side, and this, it has about 2 inches or so, maybe an inch of toilet paper on top, which is not bad. That's doable. This is a strange system though. Everything comes in from here. Right here's the pipe clean out and comes into the side of the tank. Here's the front, here's the side. Anyway, comes into the side of the tank. Flows in good. Actually, see that white clog? That was right there at the edge. So I don't know. Anyway, the water was shut off to this house, so I shut it on. And I've let this run. This has ran for 45 minutes. And everything looks good. Everything looks good. No solid over here, which is a good thing. You can see. Look at them sewer flies. You can see the water. I don't know if you can see it, but water is flowing really good. You may not be able to see it. Water's flowing super good. Anyway, so as far as the tank goes, it passes inspection. They should have it cleaned out in 2 years because of the solid that is in there, but they got a couple of years to go before they have to have it cleaned out. And I am not positive as to where these drain fields are, but we see that they are not leaking up in the yard. We see that the water level in the tank has maintained the perfect level, so we know everything's good there. We know everything's good in the tank. The water level's good. That means the field lines are taking the liquid. And we don't see any leakage up in the yard, so we know that the field lines aren't over full. They're not coming up anywhere. Everything flows good into the tank. Everything flows good out of the tank. Nothing there. Nothing down there. That's already all been checked out. Like I said, water's been running for about 45 minutes or so. Flowing in super good. No leaking, no leakage anywhere. None in the front. Which the field lines, the drain lines could be running in the front yard. It's just hard to tell. There's not a ton of room in the back, so they're probably mostly in the back. But it looks like they come around and they might be running right here and then turning and then coming back right here. So just not positive. Better yet, they may be just coming right out of the tank, hugging the house, and turning and then coming back. And that's what this ditch is here that I'm standing in. Anyway, so no leaking. Everything's doing super good. That is a septic tank inspection. Water's flowing in. There's no sign that this tank level has risen up. There's no residue on the tank up in here. There's no residue on the lid at all, so we know the water level has never risen high in the tank. See that? See? And this tank isn't deep. It's a shallow tank. It is not deep, so. This thing hasn't been used in a while because water is not flowing out into the field lines yet. It hasn't even made it up to that level where it can flow out into the field lines. So it hasn't been used in a while. The water has kind of dissipated on its own. But you can see the movement where it's coming through the baffle over on that side. There's a baffle about right here. You can see the movement of the water. So it's filling up, ready to go out into the field lines, which you can see how that pipe is real clean right there, which means water flows very fast and good. Nothing obstructs it. So we're letting everything run in the house. All right, it's ran over 45 minutes. We always check and make sure nothing is leaking. We don't want a mess on our hands. All right, we run everything. We run upstairs, downstairs. Usually just one or two things downstairs and one or two things upstairs. Usually I try to run the jacuzzi or the garden tub and the regular bathtub if it has a garden tub. All right, everything's off right here. And I don't know what happened here. This just fell off. All right, so this is normal. This is normal for a bathtub to drain slow. Has nothing to do with the tank. There's probably hair in there. No big deal. Everything's good. Toilets flush good. Everything flows good. This has been a good inspection. This is how you inspect a septic tank. Make sure the water level doesn't rise while you're running water. Run it for a good bit, anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. Let's see. Just look, inspect the tank, make sure the water level hasn't risen up high. Make sure there's no evidence of that. And if it has too much solid in it, you want to pump it. If it doesn't, then it can wait, then it can wait. But that's it, friends. Always try to look into the pipe. Always try to inspect that pipe. See the water still flowing. Everything is good. This tank passes inspection without any trouble. This has been a good septic tank inspect, an easy one. No leaks on the field lines. Remember, always check your field lines. Now, I'm going to have to say that the field lines run this way, right here, and they kind of hug the house, maybe 10 foot from the house. They turn around down there, and they're coming back. See the ditch? They're coming back here. And so this is basically the end of our drain field right in here somewhere. And we see no leaks. So if the drain field has failed, it will leak up at the end or somewhere, but especially the end. It could leak up anywhere, but more than likely at the very end it will leak up. And it's not, no sign of that. And no sign that the water level has risen in the tank. Everything flows. So they put this one in the side, and which is perfectly fine, but that's unusual for here. We'll see you. I don't think there's anything else. We always make sure that this outlet baffle, I'm not ever concerned about the inlet baffle. And some people will try to sell one. Oh, you got to have an inlet T or an inlet baffle. And I don't like them, although their code, on the new ones, their code to put an inlet T on the front of it. I don't like them. I mean, because look, they just clog up. This is the outlet, but it's the same thing. They just clog up. That's all they do. Now, of course, they help to keep the disturbance down in the tank to keep the bacteria good, but still, they're just not worth it. So I'm not worried about the inlet. Just as long as water's coming in, I'm concerned about the outlet. Because if there's something wrong with this outlet baffle, the outlet T, sometimes they're concrete, you've seen them, but the newer ones are Schedule 44-inch PVC. And as long as that is good, then that's cool. So now see this doesn't rise. The water level in this thing doesn't rise up, but probably during extreme downpours that we have here in Georgia, which that's really not a field line problem. We have some unbelievably torrential downpours, and I don't consider that field line problems when they get over full in that situation, because as soon as the rain goes away, they go right back to working. So that is usually a landscaping issue and not a drain field issue. It's a landscaping issue causing a drain field septic system issue, and let me explain that to you. Can you see the gully here over these field lines? You see that? Well, here's what happens. Water flows from over here, going downhill, and collects right here. And so when it's just a heavy, heavy rain, you'll have a pool here, and it has nowhere to go because it's a gully. So it soaks in, and more comes, and it soaks in, and more comes, and it soaks in. Well, what it does, it saturates those field lines, saturates the drain fields, and causes problems. So it's not a septic system issue. It is a landscaping issue. You know what? I'm going to stop this video and do a video on that right now. We'll see you. Pass inspection. Oh yeah, it passed.